Hey everybody, it's Tony with Big T Bariatric, and I'm back at you with another video. Today, it is Friday. Hallelujah, it's Friday, April 14th, 2023. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you could do me a huge favor, look down below and see if you're subscribed to this channel. And if you're not, please hit that button for me. I greatly appreciate it. I love you all, and thank you for your support. Let's get this thing to 5,000. We are almost there. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think about this video. Also, check out my description. There are all kinds of links down there. If you would like to become a member of the Big T Bariatric family, there's lots of ways to do so. There's links to my Patreon. For as little as $1 per month, you can have access to exclusive content that I don't post on YouTube. And that goes a long way in helping us continue to improve this channel, make better videos and stuff like that. There's also a link to my PayPal if you do not want to join a monthly subscription. You can just leave a single donation. Also, there's links to my Discord channel. We have over 100 members in there right now. There's links to my Facebook page, my Twitter, and we're still working on getting Instagram going. So all of that's working out. There's also a link to my email. If you want to send me an email, it's bigtbariatric@gmail.com. I greatly appreciate it. You can send a request if you just want to have a conversation with me, whatever, that's all good. You can send me an email and I answer every single one. And there's lots of stuff happening. We now have a weekly show. It's called Big Talks with Big T every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I really appreciate it if people would tune into that as we keep growing and we keep getting some great personalities in there. Last Wednesday, I spoke with Kayla Shea, and it was an amazing, amazing time. And we talked about a lot of the fat acceptance stuff and her journey and where she came from, overcoming binge eating disorder and stuff like that. So it was really fascinating. So that's still up if you want to go check it out. And pretty soon here, I'll be collaborating with Megan Ann. She's an amazing YouTuber, and this is going to be great. We're going to talk about our experience getting bariatric surgery and how it compares to, let's say, my 600-pound life and what the show portrays. So that's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. So this is a perfect time to jump in and be a part of this family. And I really appreciate all of your love and your support. But today's video, I'm going to be doing another Dr. Phil episode. I'm probably going to break this down into maybe 2 or 3 different parts here. But it's called, Am I Killing My Kids with Food? And this is an interesting discussion that we should have. What are the origins of obesity, and why are kids younger and younger becoming obese? And it's not just that they're getting bigger, it's the complications from obesity that I talk about a lot on this channel that are really getting worse and worse, even among the younger populations. There are kids getting type 2 diabetes. There are kids who are developing high blood pressure. There are kids who are at higher risk of having heart attacks and strokes. Yeah, kids. Kids who ordinarily would seem to be safe from that stuff are developing these complications. And they're growing into young adults already morbidly obese, and they continue to get bigger. And there's many kids who grow up and die in their 20s from a massive heart attack or stroke as a result of their obesity. So what is the origins of this? Why is this epidemic getting worse and worse? And I think a lot of it has to do with the parents, and we have to admit that the parents are not raising their kids the right way. And I think that's what this Dr. Phil episode is going to show. So let's get right into it right now.
Today on Dr. Phil.
My son weighs 206 pounds.
It's like an addiction.
When I try to stop Gage from eating, he gets really angry.
Leave me alone!
And the parents are feeding into it.
You need to be in charge of what this child eats. And you almost had a stroke when I said that.
Are they killing their kids with food?
It's just easier to give in to him than to hear him pray.
He doesn't have a weight problem. He has a parent problem. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
If it matters to you, that's what I want to talk about. We ready in the booth? Let's do it. Take a look at all of this fast food here. In these boxes, we've got 20 burgers, 20 fried fish sandwiches, 20 orders of French fries, and 49 sodas. The person eating all this junk food in 1 week is a 7-year-old boy.
In a single week, a 7-year-old boy is eating that much food in a single week. Are you kidding me? Like, this thing just started and I'm already angry at these parents. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and keep playing this and see what happens.
His mother is buying it for him.
My 7-year-old son, Trey, weighs 126 pounds. I'm afraid that he is going to have a heart attack. Trey has not always been heavy. When he was born, he was a premature.
Can you imagine being scared that your 7-year-old kid is going to have a heart attack? And yet you continue enabling him to get bigger and bigger.
Small little baby. When Trey was 5, that's when we noticed he was starting to gain a lot of weight. I just thought, no big deal. He's a kid. He'll grow out of it. Now I think it's becoming a problem.
Mom! I blame my wife for my son's weight problem because Tammy gives in to him all the time.
I bring him food every time he asks me to.
I am very strict. When I say no, no means no. When Trey doesn't get his way, he cries like a 3-year-old.
Trey cries so hard he can't catch his breath. He begs for me to give him food. So I give in. It's just easier to give in to him than to hear him cry.
I'm gonna get up.
Trey eats everything. Trey in a day can eat 4 packs of 100-calorie pack Cheez-Its. He loves to eat Oreos, Rocky Road ice cream, chocolate truffles, donuts, chips, French fries, hash browns, noodles. Trey loves any type of cookie. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, ham sandwiches, bagels. Trey loves his mashed potatoes. I always give Trey food to make him happy. I have a lot of confusion when it comes to Trey's weight. The doctor says he's healthy. He's a perfectly normal, healthy child. I'm not sure why Trey weighs so much.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say. She just went through a long list of things that she's feeding her kid. And then she says, well, I'm worried about him because it's a problem getting out of control. And then she says, well, I don't know why he's getting bigger. And of course, the doctor's going to run on the test, and the doctor's going to say, well, he's just a healthy little kid. Well, yeah, you're still young. The consequences of that obesity is beginning, but it hasn't really impacted you that dramatically yet. I mean, I remember being in my 20s, and when I moved to Oregon to stay with my aunt for a time after my dad died, like, she thought that I had all kinds of diseases and that she ran me to the ER to get tested. Like, she was determined that I had something wrong with me because I was so big. And the doctor said the same thing here. Like, you're just a skinny person in a fat person's body. We see nothing wrong with you, no high blood pressure, no blood marker issues, like everything is fine. But clearly I was over 500, maybe even closer to 600 pounds at that time. So, yeah, the consequences of my obesity had not caught up to me yet. They did a few years later and still ongoing, even though I'm losing weight. So, I mean, just because you take your kid to the doctor and everything turns out fine so far, does not mean there's not a major problem developing that's going to have major consequences later on. And for this parent to be so delusional, afraid that he's going to have a heart attack, seeing him getting bigger and bigger, and then just act like, I don't know why he's getting bigger. Like, that's just dumb. That's really dumb. I'm sorry. It just is.
I really don't know why.
Okay, were you listening to everything you said there? What do you think about that?
I got some major issues. I'm just a people pleaser. And that's why he looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
She's acting like she's just now putting 2 and 2 together. It's like, wow, I just seeing this for the first time. And maybe that's true. Maybe she's just looking at it and seeing it all come together. It finally clicked in her brain like, wow, I am a people pleaser. I am giving him everything that he wants. And it's my fault that he looks like that.
You said on that tape, you said it's just easier to give in than to hear him cry.
Yep. I'd rather him just have it than to hear him cry.
Okay, so in other words, you're saying you know this is the same as giving this child poison.
Right.
But if it keeps you from being emotionally uncomfortable, to hell with him, keep yourself safe, keep yourself comfortable. It's unpleasant to hear, so you go first, he goes last.
Yep.
What kind of...
That was really sharp analysis from Dr. Phil there. And it's really true. It's like, it's the same as giving your kid poison. Like, no mom would give their kid poison, but that's exactly what she's doing in the form of food. Sugar and such levels can be toxic to the body. right? And obesity is a consequence of that, which is going to lead to his death if he does not get it figured out right now. And she's really putting herself first by saying, you know what, this crying is making me uncomfortable. I'm not going to say no to him. And I'm just going to give in to him and give it to him because I would rather him be quiet than me have to be uncomfortable for a little bit. And that's selfishness. Like, there are some people in this world who do not deserve to be parents. And this lady is definitely one of them.
Mothering theory is that,
That
and
makes
what?
no
Where are you while this is going on? She is sabotaging your son's health, well-being, and future. Where are you?
Well, we fight over it all the time. I always tell him no. I tell him, I don't care if you cry. I said, you know, you need to quit crying. You need to grow up and quit acting like you're
Okay, well, what are you
three.
doing while she's in there sabotaging him?
I try. It causes problems between me and her. We fight, and I get tired of fighting with her, so I just say, okay, fine. I give up.
She said, it's just easier to give it to him because I don't want to hear him cry.
What?
And you said, we just fight about it and I get tired, so fine. Just go ahead and destroy his life.
I get tired of fighting with her about it. It's not,
so you quit making an issue of it.
Yeah, yeah. And with him, it's not that we don't care about him. It's we do care about him, but it's the way he throws a fit and the way he cries. He's going to cry until he gets his way. He knows. He knows which buttons to push.
Okay, please.
Well, first of all, it sounds like your kid has a food addiction. And we can see that in my 600-pound life with adults. Like, these are grown people who throw a massive fit if they don't get what they want. And that's why people continue to enable them. It's been going on since they were a kid, right? Like, I'm going to throw a fit. I know how to get what I want. I know how to manipulate people. And if you don't give me the food that I want right now, I'm just going to be angry and bitter, and I'm going to throw a tantrum. And so the enabler is going to give in. And so it's already beginning from childhood with this kid. He's 7 years old. And the mom is a people pleaser and doesn't want to hear him cry. But even though the dad says, you know what, we should not do this, like, and having a fight with the mom, like, he too gives in. Like, he doesn't want to have a fight with the mom. So both of them are doing the same exact thing. They don't want to be uncomfortable. They're tired of the fighting. And so they just give in at the risk of their child's health. And it's sick.
Just point out for me, if you would, what parts of this story as it's unfolded are indicative of the fact that you care more about him than yourself?
I don't know. I'm not the doctor. I can't say.
I'm just saying I missed the parts about where you are fiduciaries for this child and put his interest above your own.
Well, no, at the time that it's happening, you don't think about it that way. Now that you mention it, yeah, it looks like that. But at the time when he's throwing a fit and you're like, okay, fine, here, go ahead, have it, you're not thinking about the, you know, the consequences of it.
Now, to be a little more fair to the parents here, and I don't think they deserve me being fair to them, but I think most parents do that to some degree. Like, if your kid starts throwing a fit and a tantrum over wanting a popsicle and you keep saying no, like most parents that I know and have talked to, they're going to end up giving in, right? They're going to be like, all right, I'm just tired of you screaming. Here's the popsicle. When in reality, what they should do is say, go to your room, and if you're going to scream and cry, do it in there. I don't want to hear you. And it's like, it's very easy to just not give them popsicles in the first place. It's easy not to get them addicted to food at such a young age. But it seems like that's a parenting style today that's taking over because parents are overwhelmed, I guess. I mean, parents act like that working right now is such a big deal that by the time they're done working, they're just so exhausted that they don't feel like doing anything else but grabbing McDonald's on the way home. But that's been going on for centuries and centuries, right? Working is not something that's new to our society. Parents worked harder back in the day, and yet they still ate healthily. So, I mean, this whole excuse that, oh, I'm just exhausted, I'm a parent who works, and I don't feel like going home and cooking, it's like, you're a parent. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to take care of your kid in a better way. This is child abuse, what they're doing. They're putting their own comfort and satisfaction ahead of the life of their child. And they've developed this monster, and I'm not calling a kid, you know, a monster in that way, but this rising attitude that he has is becoming monster-like. It's monstrous. That if he doesn't get what he wants, he's going to throw a fit, and you're going to give in to him. So he's becoming spoiled. He's becoming entitled. He's going to get whatever he wants, and he knows how to pull your heartstrings, right? He knows how to get what he wants. He's manipulating you. And that's not a good parenting style at all.
Well, so until you came here and until you met me, it never occurred to you that you are sabotaging this young man's life and health?
Well,
like I said, I think I'm pretty good, but...
Yeah, but I mean, you don't look at it
would've-
as sabotaging. I mean, you don't realize it until you see him step on a scale. And it's not like we weigh our kid every single day.
Okay, so he's 126, and normal would be like 55. So did it occur to you when he stepped on the scales it was 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100? Nowhere along there did it go, whoa, we owe this boy better than this.
Yeah, but by that time it was like, what do we do to stop it? How do we stop it? You know, how do we control him? Because there's a lot of times where he doesn't always come to us and ask us for food. He goes and gets it himself. You know, I mean, any kid, any 7-year-old kid can open a refrigerator.
Are you serious?
And if you're in the other room and you're doing something else and he goes to the refrigerator and gets something and you don't see him, what are you supposed to do about it?
Okay, let me answer that question.
Okay.
Who makes the money in this family? The parents do. Who buys the food?
The parents.
The parents do.
Yeah.
Who brings the food home? The parents do.
Mm-hmm.
Who puts it in the refrigerator? The parents do. So he can't eat what isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is also becoming a situation where the parents are definitely eating this way too. The mom, she's not skinny, all right? I'm not picking on her and making fun of her and saying, oh, you're a fat whale or anything like that. So don't come at me in the comments. But she's not skinny, all right? So it's like they're not buying themselves healthy, fresh food, but buying their son all this junk. They're buying all this junk because that's what they want. They're addicted to it as well. And it's a surprise that the dad isn't as overweight, but maybe he works it off, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, the parents are addicted to this food. The parents want the junk food, and that's how they were able to get their kid hooked on it. So they don't see it going on in their own lives, but they're just flabbergasted, like, why is our son getting bigger? We don't understand. But it's the way they're eating together as a family. And I talk about this a lot, how if you see someone getting bigger and bigger and bigger, it's a family issue that needs to be taken care of. But hey, you know, they would rather be oblivious to it and see their kid getting sicker and bigger and just refuse to do anything about it, because they know if they put him on a diet that they themselves are going to have to go on a diet, that they're going to have to change everything about their own eating habits.
Right? So you say, well, sometimes he just goes and gets it without us even knowing it. Now, if he wanted to go in there and just OD on carrots, it'd be all right. But that's not what happens, is it?
That's true. No. That's true.
I mean, come on. I wrote it down. I made a list. I checked it twice on Wednesday. 2 bowls of Frosted Flakes, 6 chicken nuggets, large fries, fried pork chops, 3 packs of Cheez-Its, 4 diet sodas and a milk, handful of grapes. Thursday, Frosted Flakes, macaroni and cheese, fruit, chocolate milk, pizza, diet sodas. Friday, cinnamon melts, sausage muffin, hash browns, Cheetos, 20 kid meals a month with burger, fried fish sandwich, 49 sodas a week. When you see it,
That's like 7 sodas a day. 7 sodas a day. I mean, when you write it all down and look at it like that, it's just absolutely ridiculous what they're giving this kid.
in black and white, it's pretty ghastly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty disturbing, yes.
Because, listen, he doesn't have a weight problem. He has a parent problem.
I am.
He doesn't have a weight problem. He has a parent problem. And for you to say, I'd rather do what makes me feel good than what makes him healthy, that's very selfish, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. It is, and I admit it. It is.
All right. Next, we're going to find out where Tammy works and what she brings home every day for her son to eat. We'll be right back.
What's driving me crazy, these parents are absolutely acting like this is the first time that any of this has come into their brains. Like really.
Says she doesn't really know what's causing her son's weight problem. She doesn't know what's causing her son's weight problem. But her husband says, well, that's not true. It's all her fault, and she knows it. Take a look.
Did your mom have a fry? Thanks, bub.
My wife is the manager of a fast food restaurant.
I bring fast food home every night to feed Trey for dinner. I bring home kids' meal along with a fish sandwich. Trey will eat both of them.
He likes chicken nuggets. He would eat them all day, every day.
If I brought home 4 meals of chicken nuggets, Trey would eat them. Here you go, bub. Put it on the table so you don't spill it.
My wife started my son on soda.
Trey started drinking soda when he was 2 years old when I put it in a sippy cup.
Why are you putting soda in a sippy cup for your kid? I'm flabbergasted at this point. Like, you've got this kid going at 2 years old. 2 years old, you got him going and addicted to sugar. And you're bringing home kids' meals every single night. Not just a kid's meal, which should be enough for the average kid, but you're adding a fried fish sandwich on top of that. Plus 7 sodas. Plus all the chips and the crackers and the snacks and everything else. Yeah, it's absolutely true. You are killing your kids with food. And I hope you wake up. Because I can't get mad at the kid. The kid doesn't even know what's going on. The kid doesn't realize it. He's still 7 years old. He's not old enough to know or realize what's happening to him yet. He just doesn't. He's oblivious to it. He's been doing this since before he could even think about what he was doing. When he was 2 years old and you're putting sugar in his cup. This is child abuse. I'm sorry if you disagree with me on that, but this is child abuse.
He's still drinking it at the age of 7. Trey drinks up to 7 cans a day, every day.
I've always tried to put a screeching halt to it, but it never works.
We can be at this grocery store. I'll say, I'm going to get Trey a 6-pack of soda. My husband will say, did we not already discuss this? Trey is no longer having soda pop.
I'm trying to put my foot down and say no, and she says,
Trey has not had it in a while. Let's just do it this one time. We argue, and I get it for Trey anyways.
It's hard.
He hasn't done it in a while. You just said he has 7 a day. Oh, it's been 10 minutes since he had one, so I guess it's okay. Like, really?
To stop it, so yes, it does frustrate me.
I don't want Trey to be the fat kid in school. He'll say, Mom, the kids don't like me because I'm fat. When he tells me that literally just breaks my heart. I am willing to do anything to get Trey on track. I don't know what to do.
And that's really sad that he's being bullied at school. And he doesn't know why he's being bullied. He doesn't understand yet. It hasn't clicked yet why he's overweight and why his food is doing that to him. He doesn't know it. He doesn't get it yet. But the mom knows. The mom knows he's gaining weight. They see that there's a problem. She says she's afraid that he's going to have a heart attack and die. He's getting bullied at school, and she still does the same things over and over and claims, oh, I don't know what's going on. And that's why I tried to put my foot down, but whatever. Like, seriously.
Okay, well, I'm here with parents, Destry, the father, Tammy, the mother. You said you're willing to do anything.
Anything.
What's that mean?
I will do anything. I will walk with him. I will stop all what I'm doing.
Will you lose weight yourself? Will you change your lifestyle, your pattern? What about when he cries?
I mean, that's a good point, too. It's going to have to be her changing her lifestyle because she's addicted to this as well. She's a fast food manager. She's going to have to stop bringing food home. She's going to have to shop better, cook better, make healthy meals for the whole family. That's what it's going to take to get him back down to losing weight and being healthy.
Then we'll go somewhere. We'll go for a walk.
Let me tell you, you've taught this kid to be completely hedonistic. You know, kids are interesting. They want what they want when they want it, and they want it right now. It's immediate gratification. There's no delayed gratification for kids. I mean, that's the reason they have adults in their lives. Because, see, you're the ones that are supposed to provide the maturity which recognizes that choices you make in the moment can have consequences that last forever.
I think that's a really good point because we're seeing people and younger generations who act that same way. They've become hedonistic because their parents give in to them, because their parents don't discipline them. They don't teach them right from wrong anymore. So now it's like it's all this instant gratification. I need what I want, and I want it right now. And that's part of why obesity continues to grow, even amongst children. That's just one part of it. But yeah, there are many reasons why kids are being brought up in today's society needing that instant gratification, and why they're so depressed and down all the time. It's because it's like you build them up in such a way where they need to get whatever they want, but then they're just not happy with it anymore. They're not happy with it because they were never disciplined. They never learned how to figure it out on their own. They always got what they wanted because mom and dad just gave it to them. It's really sad the way people are being raised today. And maybe that's just me being, I'm an older guy now, and I'm the guy like, get off my lawn, kids, whatever, and looking at the younger generation, like that's always happened. And I know I'm going to have somebody in the comments like, why are you blaming the younger generation? It's like, it's a rite of passage, all right? People, and when I was a kid, the older generation was blaming our generation, all right? So it's a rite of passage. Now that we're older, we're the wise ones. We've experienced life, and now we get to blame the younger generation. So get over it, all right? But, I mean, we just see the consequences of it, though. The consequences of it are real. That's why so many people are joining the fat acceptance movement. That's why all these people are needing to join these social groups so that they can have somebody to pat them on the back and say, it's okay to be fat. It's okay. You don't have to change. It's everybody else's fault. It's society's fault. There's nothing you can do about it. It's okay. It's everybody else. It's because they cannot take personal responsibility for themselves. They can't. They don't know how to. They weren't raised knowing how to do that. They were never told no before. And that's causing a real problem.
So you work at a place that has healthy food choices that you could bring home, but you bring home the unhealthy one. Because why? Because that's what he wants?
Yep.
In his 7-year mentality, that's what he wants. Right. Because he's addicted to fats and sugars and carbs, and so that's what he wants. And if he doesn't get it, he throws a fit, right? And so you cave. And you cave.
Well, yeah, I mean, she brings.
You do.
I do cave, but she brings it home a lot.
Not just me,
when
you
I'm
cave.
at home.
He's 7-year-old, weighs 126.
I know.
Yep.
You cave.
Yes, I do.
Yep.
Yes, I do.
Just admit it.
Yes, I do.
You cave, because if you didn't, this wouldn't be happening.
Nope.
It wouldn't be happening.
No.
Here's what 7-year-old.
She seems very desperate to put some of the blame on the husband. But I think she's the main culprit here. She doesn't want to shoulder all of it. But even though he's tried to put a stop to it and failed at it, she's really the one running the roost there. And you can tell. Like, she's the one bringing home the fast food every single day. She's the one who put the Coke in his bottle at 2 years old. Or sippy cup or whatever. Like, she's the ringmaster, the ringleader causing all of this. And she's sitting there daring to put the blame on the husband. Again, some of it's partly true because he does end up saying, all right, I'm tired of fighting with you. But
Trey has to say about his weight.
I like pizza, donuts, pie, chicken nuggets. I like food because it tastes good. If I don't get the food I like, I get mad. I cry. If I could change, I would change my weight. Kids at school call me chubby. That makes me sad because it's not nice. I wish I was skinny instead of fat.
Slow down, slow down.
If I was skinny, I could run without getting out of breath.
yeah, when you're 7 years old, you shouldn't be getting out of breath. I mean, just playing with my nieces, those girls are bundles of energy. They'll run mile laps around you without breaking a sweat. Like, that's the kind of energy kids have. So if you can barely walk a few steps, if you can barely climb a ladder and join one of those play place things and you're just out of breath immediately, that's a problem.
What do you think about what he says?
It's heartbreaking. I never knew.
You never knew what?
That he felt like that.
Is there any other way to feel? He says he's out of breath. He's teased. Look.
I mean, that's the real manifestation of the consequences of obesity. And I say it almost every video. There are societal consequences. People are going to make fun of you. People are going to think less of you. You're going to have a difficult time finding a job. You're going to have a difficult time finding intimacy. Like, all of that's going to be true. But then there are the physical consequences. You're going to be out of breath. You're going to struggle doing things. You're not going to have energy. You're going to feel sick. You're going to have a higher risk of developing diseases. Like, all those things come up in one package. And that's what the fat acceptance movement is all about, is trying to deny the consequences. They're blaming the consequences on everybody else instead of saying, oh, well, maybe I'm to blame. Maybe I need to change something. Maybe I need to fix my own life. Maybe I need to realize that I have an addiction instead of blaming everybody else. It's just maddening.
Eating patterns, habits are learned.
Yeah.
They're learned. And anything that's learned can be unlearned. But what it takes is, it takes maturity on y'all's part. It takes the two of you being a unified front. It takes you being good role models. You need to get yourself in shape. Wouldn't that be nice?
I agree, yeah.
Get yourself in shape.
Yeah.
Which means you got to change what you eat. You got to break a sweat. You got to start doing some things to get yourself under control.
Right. Yeah.
And to do that, the two of you have to be completely unified here.
And that's why I talk about why I'm going to lose weight, more weight, before I get into a relationship. Like the other day, I was telling my friend Scout, I'm like, you know, I've decided that I'm going to get into the 300s before I join a dating site. You know, it's like the other day I was looking through, I'm like, should I join Christian Mingle? Should I, you know, start meeting somebody? And so many people are like, yeah, go ahead. You deserve to be happy and this and that. And it's like, I don't feel good yet. I don't feel like I'm ready for that step. I mean, I'm lonely. I'd like to be in a relationship. But if I got into a relationship right now, I wouldn't be the best that I could be. And it's not all about looks and everything else. I'm sure there are women who would fall head over heels for me. All right. It's never happened yet, except for the few people who comment that they're interested in me on my comments or whatever. But it's more like I want to be ready to be the best husband that I can be. I want to be able to be an example to my kids. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could not be a good example right now. And people look at me and they just see a fat guy. They don't see the pain that I've gone through and how hard I've worked to overcome it to get to the point where I'm at right now. It's like, unless you've been watching my channel, you don't know that part about me. You just see a fat guy. If you just turn my channel on today and you're watching this video for the very first time, and I get some people who comment like, you're fat yourself, why are you talking about this issue, as if they didn't know anything about me or the struggle that I went through. So it's just still one of those things where I need to be ready before I can be a good husband and a good father. In order to do that, I need to be in better shape. I need to be able to handle myself better. I need to be more financially secure, which my weight causes me not to be financially secure. Hopefully YouTube will take off, continue to take off, and it becomes a full-time job, and I can, you know, focus on this as my full-time job. And I'll be less financially, you know, struggling like I am right now. But, you know, that's just part of the dream, right? Like, you can only pray and hope and keep working hard at it. But if I wanted to go get a job where I'm on my feet 8 hours a day, I couldn't do that right now. This is really my only option. And I do write a few articles here and there, but that's not stable. It's not stable at all. I'm still waiting to get paid from articles I did a month ago. So yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm struggling. And I wish I could go get a job where I'm on my feet 8 hours a day, but I can't do that. So how would I be able to take care of a family? It's not all about, oh, wow, I'm attracted to this person, let's jump into a relationship. It's like, no, I couldn't be able to be the best boyfriend, the best fiance, the best husband, and the best father that I could be right now. I wouldn't be able to take you out to dinner today because I just don't have the money. I couldn't take you out and go have some fun. I couldn't go hiking with you, which when I meet somebody, I'd love to go hiking and exercise, maybe join a gym together, like do all of that. I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to run around with my kid. So that's why I decided that I'm not going to start looking until I get under the 400 mark. Once I'm in the 300s, I might start looking. But until then, I'm using that drive to want to meet somebody to keep pushing me forward. And that's why I'm like, all right, I need to get out there and walk. I need to start lifting the weights more. I need to start exercising. I need to, push myself further to reach that next goal.
Next, one expert tells Tammy that if she wants her son to lose weight, she needs to do something first. Plus, a mother who says her son is so overweight, she has to tie his shoes because he cannot reach them.
Oof. All right, I think this is about a third of the way through. I'm going to break this up into 3 parts. So I'm going to stop right here. And also, I'm having a difficult time with my editing software. It doesn't allow me to do the things that I need to do if the video is long. So I know a lot of you like longer videos. You don't mind that, but a lot of it is my editing software too. So I'm going to stop right here. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. I enjoy having the conversation. And please like this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I love you all. God bless you.